Ready to explore Hollow Creek, one of the spookiest spots on the planet? And tonight we are exploring the chilling tale of the missing people of McAllister's house. It all started with a dare. 19-year-old Zara had always laughed at ghost stories. If there really were such things as spirits, she said, why didn't they stay dead? But her friends knew better than to argue with Zara when she was in this mood. They'd been dared to spend an hour in the abandoned McAllister house on the edge of town. And by the time the clock struck midnight, they'd be out. Even if they had to crawl through the boarded-up windows. The local legend goes that 30 years ago, the entire family living inside this home simply vanished without a trace. No signs of struggle, no goodbye letters, no bodies, anywhere to be found. One minute they were here, the next, poof, gone. And as far as anyone could tell, nobody had come calling since. But that didn't stop Zara. She took the dare, smirking, though she secretly hoped her friends would chicken out before they reached the front door. But they didn't. And she found herself walking up the overgrown path toward the house. Now, despite its age, the house looked well kept, almost as if its owners had just popped out for some fresh milk and cookies. The paint was chipped, but not peeling. The lawn was mowed, the hedges trimmed. Everything appeared to be exactly as it had been left all those years ago. Zara could feel goosebumps rising on her arms as she slowly pushed open the front door. It creaked inwards, making her jump. She stepped across the threshold, bringing with her the scent of honeysuckle and freshly cut grass. The rest of the house smelled like dust and decay. As she shone her flashlight into the darkness, little motes of dust danced in the light. Through the gloom, she could make out peeling wallpaper and the vague shapes of broken furniture. Each creak of the house, each sigh of wind through the broken window panes made her jump. Every rustle outside felt like footsteps, and the silence was thick, almost alive. She set up her camera, hoping to capture the ghost of a Victorian girl. Shaking her head at her own foolishness, she joked into the camera, "Just me and the ghost tonight." But her bravado faltered when she heard the first knock, a slow, deliberate thump from somewhere upstairs. "Nope," she muttered, trying to laugh it off. But her eyes betrayed her, wide and shining in the darkness. Curiosity tugged harder than fear, and she found herself climbing the stairs. The second floor was colder than downstairs, and the air hung heavy and wrong. She shone her light around the room, which was bare except for a hallway mirror, its surface fogged up. And in the condensation, someone had written, "Run." Her flashlight flickered, then died. She stood frozen, her heart hammering against her ribs. That's when she heard it again, the soft sobbing sound. This time it was coming from behind a closed door at the end of the hall. She should have run then, she told herself. But instead, she walked toward the sound. As she neared the door, the sobs grew louder, more desperate. She reached out a hand to knock, then paused. The doorknob was cold beneath her touch, and when she pushed the door open, she saw nothing, just an empty room, except for the rocking chair, rocking slowly, back and forth, back and forth. "No wind," she whispered to herself. "That's not funny." She approached the chair cautiously. She drew closer. She could see the rocking was being caused by a draft. The window was open, but how could there be a draft with no wind? She stepped closer still, her eyes fixed on the chair. Then she heard them. Dozens of voices, whispering right by her ear. They were too close. "Let her join us," they hissed. "She's ours now. Don't let her go." The room started spinning, her vision blurred. She fell to her knees, gasping. The last thing she saw before the world faded to black was the open doorway. And in the swirling darkness, she saw a tall, gaunt woman in an old-fashioned white dress step out from the shadows and beckon to her. Then everything went black. Her friends found the camera the next morning on the front porch. It was still recording, but Zara was never seen again. Only the footage remained, up to the moment she vanished. Some say her spirit is trapped inside the house with the others. Now, if you stand outside the McAllister house at midnight, they say you can hear crying behind the second-floor window. Sometimes the window opens just a crack, like someone inside is watching. Thanks for watching.